Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. What's up, fam? I hope y'all are feeling great today. I'm having some technical difficulties this morning, but we making it work. We making it work. And then I have this beautiful light coming down the screen, but um okay, and then hold on cuz it's saying what I say. It said technical difficulties. It is saying that I am not streaming on LinkedIn. So let's double check that. Okay. Is that a check mark? Is it streaming on LinkedIn now? Maybe. Let's see. Okay, cool. It says I'm live on LinkedIn now. So cross your fingers, cross your toes. Hopefully it's working well. I hope y'all are doing great today. If you are tuning in, definitely pop in the chat and say hello. So I know this situation is working because the technical difficulties have been difficulting this morning. All right. But yeah, I hope y'all are excited, pulled up. I got myself a little chai. Let me get a little sip sip. Yummies. Listen, gotta have that little cinnamon, little cardamom. I don't have any cardamom today, but a little cinnamon on the chai does wonders. So today we are talking all about evolving your style and your career, how the two are linked. Okay. So if you're joining, definitely pop in the chat, say hello. If you're catching on the replay, drop replay in the chat because we love to know that as well. And for those of you who might even be joining for the first time, I'm your girl, Nana Badu. I'm a style coach. I'm a speaker. I'm an image consultant. I'm just your all around girlfriend in your ear, bigging you up and giving you full out permission to show up authentically and confidently through the way that you dress in these streets. All right. And so the conversation we're having today is really about the importance of evolving your style as you evolve and grow within your career. Okay. And so, why is this even important? Right? Like, a lot of often, it is often that I will meet women, whether it's on a discovery call, whether it might be at a conference, whether it's just in casual conversation, and they will often tell me that they have clothes in their closet that they've had for over 10 years, right? And mind you, when they make this comment, it's not coming from the place of, oh my gosh, I have amazing timeless pieces that I've had forever, and I'm fortunate that I can still wear them and it's so true to my style. It's not coming from that space. It's coming from the space of it's outdated. I still got these khakis running through this closet. Like, I just haven't cleaned my closet out. I just haven't updated things. I'm holding on to things that don't fit. I'm holding on to things that I don't even like. That's the energy, right? The energy is from that place that you are keeping clothing in your wardrobe that is strongly attached to your previous identities, your previous roles, previous spaces within your career. And so, why is that problematic, right? Like, I am, if nothing else, all about growth. Grow, 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 grow. Evolve, learn, dip in and become your highest and truest self, right? And I am sure, and if you're catching this and if you're following me and if you rock with me at all, you are the same person, all right? And that just means that you want to grow in your career, right? Whatever that looks like for you, whether you want to stay at your current company and you want to continually get promoted, whether you want to make a pivot and enter into a different industry, whether you want to strike out on your own. It doesn't matter what the career goal is, but you know that you're always looking for more and you're looking to grow in your skill sets, to refine them, to become a leader, to become someone who is sought out for their expertise, right? And more than likely, you already are, right? So these are the things, these are like the, these are the ingredients of someone who is growing in their career. So if you just start out at a company, right? Like a case in point, I take myself for example, right? I started my corporate journey in the IT industry. I was doing management consulting. That was 2004 that I started that job, almost 20 years ago. Woo. When I started that position, you know, the way that I entered into that space, although I did have, definitely confidence and was in different spaces, in different scenarios, I was also definitely still learning, right? Still naive about certain things, still trying to figure out the ins and outs of workplace politics and, how to position myself for a promotion and what managers and what projects I needed to be on in order to get visibility and all those kinds of nuances, right? I'm still trying to figure all of that out. Okay. So I'm new to this. This is my first job, right? Real official big girl job. So all of these different things that come along with the workplace are all things that we're learning. And if that's you and you're in this position right now, it's completely understandable. It takes time. It takes time, takes trial and error to figure these things out. So that person, fast forward for me 20 years, I am not that same individual, right? I am not that same individual through and through. There are certain values, there are certain skill sets, there are certain personality traits that are tried and true and deeply authentic to who I am. And there are so many other spaces that I have grown. I have grown in definitely my confidence and assuredness to enter into spaces with VIPs, CEOs, C-suite professionals, and not feel intimidated in those spaces, right? Growing in the sense of just being more clear about what my value is that I add into these spaces, right? Being able to verbally articulate that in conversation, in presentation, right? These are spaces that I've grown in. And so as I've grown in my personality traits, my temperament, and my skills, right? That all comes together to make up just an overall evolution of how I've grown as a professional. So I'm certain the same is true for you. And this might even be an exercise that you might need to do. Okay. This might need to be an exercise that you need to do. And that's an exercise in really taking stock of where you are now. What are your personality traits? What are your skills? What are the things that you're best known for now? And if you're able to do a flashback of what it was back then and recognize the growth. Okay. Because the bottom line is when you're taking a look at that and you're taking stock of that, you want to be able to pat yourself on the back like, I have grown, I have completely evolved, right? And it shows also too in where you are in the actual role within your career. So did you get the promotion? Have you been promoted from analyst to senior analyst to manager, senior manager? Are you now a partner at your firm? Did you finally strike out on your own and start your own consulting company? Did your career involve getting additional education? Did you get the master's degree, the PhD, right? Like all of these things are so much tied to our identities and who we are. And so it's really important to take stock of that um, in a way that's reflective, and then in a way that allows you to get some more clarity in your direction of where you want to go, right? Like what's next. So when we think about the what's next piece, right? That's when you start to look, especially when it comes to the wardrobe. That's when you start looking in your closet, and two things happen. You're either looking at where you are right now or where you want to be. What's next, right? And you're looking at where you were. So you're looking at where you are, where you are right now, and where you want to go, right? And as you're looking at those three spaces, you're going to notice differences. You are going to notice, like, okay, before maybe I was wearing a lot of pieces that were part of the traditional, classic professional dress, right? We all know it. Y'all know me. I talk about it time and time again, right? It's just like I had a lot of white collared shirts, navy blue, gray, black. I didn't deviate from that color set, right? I had the same matching pumps. Like, it was pretty much a uniform. I pretty much showed up like everybody else. I didn't want to ruffle any feathers. I just wanted to be seen as professional and be respected within my field by my peers. It's understandable, completely understandable. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not about right or wrong. There's nothing wrong with that, but there is room for something different. So that might be the space where you started 10 years ago, but that's not where you are right now. Right now, you know that you do set yourself apart. You have been able to distinguish yourself from others because of your expertise. You've leaned into your gifts and your purpose, and it's pretty clear where your value add lies, right? So you're starting to separate yourself from the pack. Like, here's the pack, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to be a little bit over here because I want that visibility. I want people to notice me. I want to stand out, right? Like, that is your ultimate desire. You want that. So as that's starting to happen, you're getting your own voice. You're getting your own perspective. So you definitely want to make sure that that's reflective in your wardrobe. You can't have the same pieces from that identity when the identity has shifted. It is not going to attract what you desire to attract. You are not going to attract the opportunities of someone who's looking into the future if you still cling into the past. Oh, wait a minute. I got to think this up. A boom, boom, bop, ba dop, bop, bop. Okay? That's just not what's going to happen. Y'all, I'm going to do a quick check to make sure I'm live on LinkedIn because it is flashing another error message. So, okay, I think I am. Okay, cool. So that's a big piece, right? You cannot look to your future if you are continuously looking in the past and looking to the past with regretful energy or disappointing energy, right? Like, that's not the vibe. The body, and a lot of times this can come in different spaces, right? When you're looking to the past and you're looking in your closet and you're like, oh man, like different things can come up. You either one are looking at closet and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't even believe I was wearing these clothes at this time. Like, who is this person? No way. I'm ready to just make some serious updates and changes, right? But in other cases, you might be looking at pieces in your closet and you're like, man, that was my high prime time. I was in my 20s, body was popping. This is pre-kids, pre-COVID, pre-regular life weight gains or losses. And you're just like, there's this like coveted feeling of like, I was once back then really fly, right? And now you're like, ugh, I just look at myself and I feel down. And you gotta shift that energy, boo. Gotta shift that energy. It's just not serving you at all. It is literally draining you. It's literally draining you. And you're having those kinds of sentiments every day when you open up your closet, every day when you go to get dressed. Why? Literally, why? So if you're looking at that previous version of yourself or that previous identity and that previous wardrobe, and you're feeling, you're feeling a little disappointed because those clothes don't fit as well anymore, all I can tell to you is that you have got to release that emotion. You've got to release it. You've got to release it and let it go. It served you well 10 years ago. Now it's time to enter into a new space. That's it. That's the bottom line. It's time to enter into a new space. So there's a release that is necessary to happen, because I tell you this, when you are getting those job interviews, when you're getting, the promotions, when you're getting the raises, when you're getting the speaking engagements lined up, you like, yes, 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 let's go. Then you're like, this is what I've been working hard for. This is what I have been calling into my space. Like, this is it. This is everything that you've been desiring that is happening in your life. And you are looking in the present and the future, and you are excited, okay? So why not have the same kind of excitement, enthusiasm for how you're dressing every day? Let go of the old stuff. Let go. Let it go, okay? And start to really move into a space where you're like, all right, I'm moving, I'm growing, things are shifting and changing. Let me do the same with how I'm showing up. And this also is a space of personal development and professional development. The same way that you would look at making investments in your communication skills, your public speaking skills. You might make investments in your interviewing skills, our negotiation skills, all of these other things that you look at and think, okay, this is going to have a direct impact in how I perform in my job. You want to look at that in its totality. And so when you think about your image and you're looking at your appearance in that space, you want to you got to do some evaluating. You got to go into the closet and go through things and say, man, do I still have clothes in here from when I was a junior associate? Like, come on, this is not going to work. I'm a senior manager now. Like, is this really the style that I want to embody? Like, is this giving senior management vibes? And really, I got my eyes set on the C-suite. Is it giving C-suite vibes? Because if it's not, let it go. Let it go. Purge it from your closet. Free yourself. Okay. You really want to dive into that. So I want to give you some recommendations as you're going through your closet, and you might be like listening to this or watching this and you're like, okay, Nana, it's true. Like, I have pieces that are old, right? You really want to begin a cleanse, and change in seasons, especially if you're here on the East Coast. It's a great time to go through your closet and look and say, what did I wear? What did I not wear? What doesn't fit? What doesn't connect with me? And let it go. Number one, if you're going through your closet, first and foremost, one of the most important things, and this is something I have to tell myself repeatedly when I'm shopping and when I'm doing my own cleanse in my closet. If I don't love it, let it go. Like, I want to have pieces in my closet that I love, that I'm like, oh, can't wait to wear this. Oh, this is a beautiful color. Oh, this is going to go great with them jeans. Oh, can't wait to rock the blazer with this. It's things that I love, things that I put on and I'm just like, yes, feeling great. You have to have more pieces in your closet that are that than anything else. Okay? When you have pieces in your closet that you really love because the style of that garment or that accessory really aligns with the style you desire, it's a great color or print, and it also fits well and is in good quality. When you have those ingredients, you are going to be more inclined to wear your clothing often. Okay, you're not going to fall into that space of feeling like you have nothing to wear or you're bored and you're in a rut, because you're going to have clothes that are popping, that you actually are excited to put on. Um, and the proof is in the pudding for yourself and how you feel, and also too in the reaction of others, because that's that's definitely an element that is a confidence booster. And especially too, like in the workplace, people take notice. Like, people take notice to your visual presentation, how you dress, how you're doing your makeup, what your hair looks like. People might not always verbally say it, but they always pay attention. All right. And so you want to understand that that's happening. And you know it's happening because guess what? You do the same thing, right? How many times do you look at somebody and you're registering them? And you're like, oh, they got a haircut. Oh, you know what? I don't really like that top on them. Like, oh, that's an interesting color choice. That's a little different from what they normally do. You have all of these nanosecond impressions within seconds of meeting someone. A million of them start to, form. And we all do it. It's not new news. Okay. It's very common. They say, within the first 7 seconds of meeting somebody, form a first impression. Right? It happens in less time than that. So if you know that that's happening, make sure that the impression that you're giving is one that you've decided you want to present, that you're in charge of delivering that message, right? That's the one that you're like, yes, this is the message that I want people to receive. So if that's the case, then you want to make sure as you go through your closet, you are editing things and letting go of things that are no longer aligned with where you are and where you're going. So, number one, understand your style. Clarity is super, super, super important. It's not about, well, let me just go buy new things, or let me try this new brand. Everyone's shopping over here at, getting the new hottest collection from COS. Let me go get that too. I've never shopped there. Or, oh, everyone has a Gucci belt. Let me just buy a Gucci belt. Like, it's not about immediately going shopping, especially if you're trying to build a wardrobe that is building a really cohesive brand for yourself. And again, it's filled with pieces that you love and really tell a visual story of who you are. If you're really trying to do that, which should be your goal, especially as you're evolving in your career, is to really build a wardrobe that aligns with your brand. When you're doing that, the first thing you want to do is really be clear on what your personal style is. What's the personal style that you desire? What is it? Be able to define it, be able to visualize it. And you can define it in as simple as 3 words, 3 easy words. It might even only take you one. You might be like, my style is classic. My style is, kind of creative, with a hint of femininity. Like, I am a super colorful and artistic style. My style is super casual with a little bit of classic involved. Like, define your style and then create that mood board to give you visual direction, right? There's so many tools, Pinterest, Instagram, it's so simple. Grab an app, grab an app and create a mood board for yourself, for your workwear, for your weekend wear, for date night. Like, get inspired. Like, these are the things that you could be doing when you're commuting, when you're in line at the grocery store, just like, Sunday morning. Like, get into it. Make it a fun exercise for yourself, right? But If you take a little bit of time to do that, you will be less inclined to shop for things that are not going to be worn, that are not really connected to the type of style that you want, and are just going to end up, being in your closet for another 10 years to come. Okay? We're trying to get out of that. So, really get clarity, define your style, create the mood board, give yourself visual direction around what you want in your closet and in your wardrobe. Then when you've done that, then you can go into your closet and start to look at pieces and think, okay, what is connected to this mood board I created? And what are some ideas of how I could repurpose some looks, take a piece and rework it? How can I, rock this, sweater in a new way? Because I really want to do something more feminine with it than just classic like denim jeans. Maybe I'm going to wear it with, a satin A-line skirt and try that vibe, right? So you can get some outfit inspiration as well from that mood board, which is a great space to start exploring and trying new things as you think about how you want to show up in a way that's really aligned to the role that you have and the role that you desire. So getting that inspiration for your looks is a big plus when you create that mood board. And then as you have that mood board, it's also a great piece that you can use to help you sift through and cleanse out your closet. So you want to create some piles for yourself if you're going to start cleansing out your closet and saying, you know what, I am really focused on letting go of anything that is not connected to helping me grow in my career. It's not connected to the role that I have now or the role that I'd aspire to. You just got to set that stake in the cement and be like, yes, that is the goal. I want to have a wardrobe filled with pieces that make me feel like a boss, okay? All the time, all day, every day, right? Like that's the kind of energy that you want to have. So that's the place that that's the intention you want to have going into your closet cleanse, all right? Good morning. So I love to know where you got that hat. Green is my favorite color. Listen, green is a great color. This hat is actually, it doesn't do justice on the screen, but it's actually it's a teal, it's a little more blue, but regardless. I got this at a local boutique in Brooklyn. I don't know where you live, but it's in Williamsburg. Gosh, it's been so many years. I think the name of the spot is Boten. I think it's called Boten, or something. It begins with a B. But DM me if you are local to Brooklyn. Happy to share it with you. And then, yes, I can definitely give you details, even on the hat maker. When I take it off, I can share that with you too. Hey, Ayana, right? Green is a fabulous color. Thank you. So yeah, so we really, okay, yes, come on. Next time you're in NYC, do it. Yeah, so as you're thinking about getting into your closet and you're like, what should I keep? What should I let go of? You want to do that from a space of clarity and have a very clear intention about it. All right. Because your goal is like, I got to get rid of these things that are 10 plus years old that are not aligned with myself. All right. Those are the things that got to piece out. All right. So, first things first, does it align with your style? Like you have defined what your personal style is and you have a mood board to match. Are the pieces in the closet aligned there? If you have a mood board that's filled with vibrant jewel tones and prints, and you open up your closet and you see a sea of navy blue and gray, guess what, honey boos? You got some purging to do, okay? It's a disconnect, right? So understand that for yourself, And then the next thing you want to think about as you're going through is fit. Like, does the garment fit? Does the shoe fit? If it doesn't fit, let it go. Just truly let it go. Try to detach emotionally from, oh my gosh, I can't believe this doesn't fit anymore. I really love this piece. Listen, you got great wear out of it when it did fit. Let that thing go. Let it go. It doesn't fit anymore. It is okay. There's so much out there that you can find something that is just as incredible as that piece. That's not the only dress in the world that's going to fit you. Okay. I guarantee you're going to find something else that's just as great. So let the piece go so you can make room for the new identity of who you are and who you are becoming in your career. Let go of who you were. All right. So if it doesn't fit, chuck it out, especially if things are too tight. If things are too tight around your breasts, if things are too tight around your waist, your hips, or your booty, let it go. Okay. Now, if things are a little loose, right, this is where a tailor comes in. All right. If you don't have a tailor, please get one. Let that be the thing that you do for yourself this year, right? Get a tailor, because that's an easy fix that they could potentially take in something on the waist, or if a pant leg is too long, they could shorten the hem. These are easy fixes for things. If you're pulling out, a great pair of palazzo pants that you're like, these pants are great. I love them all the time, but they're just so long. So I never wear them, or I only wear them with this heel, right? You might just need to get it taken up a couple of inches so that it's more versatile and you can wear it with other shoes in your closet. It might just be that simple, right? Yeah, Ayana, so true. Letting go of garments is such a big thing and a hurdle. Same, had to overcome it multiple times, and looking in that closet like, I need to let this go and give this to somebody, but I love this piece, right? We gotta detach. We gotta detach because you want to make room. You want to make room for some new things, for where your career is going, because you gotta let in new boss energy. Okay, you gotta let in new boss energy into your closet. You really are just holding on to old stuff. Like, you're holding on to old things and old energy. Forget the old energy. Like, you got to let in some new life. Okay. That's like, I really want you to switch your mindset around how you're thinking about your wardrobe. Like, the kind of vibe that you have when you open up the doors. Like, what is it? Okay. It should really be like, oh, my joint is popping. It's merchandise. Got my favorite purse hanging here, a really cute bag in the front, like a great shoe, right? Like, that's the vibe, right? Like, new boss energy, right? Tiffany knows letting go of clothes is hard, but it's got to be done. It has to happen. So we want to get that new energy in there, and that's the magic that can happen when you start to cleanse your closet and do that audit. Like, you can bring in that refreshed energy, and bring in that energy again the same way you approach your career. Like, that same energy that you like, I'm about to get this job. Right? Like, I am about to get it. I'm about to get the promotion. Give me all the coins, pay raise, like perks, travel, give me the Amex, like whatever it is you desire, right? And you're going hard for it. Like, have that same energy. Like, I'm bossing up all the spaces in my life, right? Like, wardrobe, can't wait to see myself rocking these pieces. Can't wait to shop at that boutique, right? Can't wait to be on Fifth Ave doing my thing, right? Like, whatever the energy is you desire, like, let that influence you when you're going through your closet and cleaning things out. Don't be stuck of feeling like, man, I used to be, etc. No, you getting ready for who you are and who you about to become. Okay. Exactly, Tiffany. Just holding on to an old version of yourself. So we here for we here for the reframe. All right. We are here for the reframe. So have that kind of energy for yourself as you're going through and trying things on and seeing what fits and what doesn't. And just make it super clear and super plain for yourself. And if you need help, if you need accountability, call that good friend. Call the good, honest friend. Call somebody who is not going to be judgmental, who is going to be even keel, whose opinion you can trust, right? To give you honest feedback if you need to have an accountability buddy, right? Shoot, you might even team up with a colleague at work. This might be one of your work boo's. You're like, listen, girl, I'm about to clean out my closet this weekend. Let's trade off. Like, help me, because I know you're going to be honest and keep it funky with me and tell me if something looks great or it doesn't, right? Like, team up with one of your girlfriends and trade off, and just like really have that moment where you can say, I'm trying to step into my boss energy with my wardrobe. And so anything that's not it, it's got to go. I need you there to help make sure that I don't be holding on to anything that I'm emotionally attached to, right? Like, that is a whole way to just connect, have some music flowing, get yourself a little champagne, you know, or a little sparkling water, and like have a great Saturday doing something like that. So that could be a whole thing in its entirety, you know. But that's a great way to just reframe the energy that you have in your closet, so you can really set yourself up for success. All right, so we're cleaning this closet out. We are getting our clarity on what our style is as it's defined. We got our mood board popping. We are going in and letting go of pieces that we don't love, pieces that don't fit, and also too, looking at pieces that aren't in great quality. Quality is such a big piece, y'all. I cannot tell you. Like, we will be holding on to stuff that has lost its color, the zipper's broken. And y'all know those white shirts that now look at eggshell, especially in the underarm area, child. Okay, shoes, the heels are done. Like, you got to look at this stuff. You got to look at your pieces and be like, now, wait a minute. In a lot of spaces, or in a lot of cases, these pieces, you're like, you know what? I'm just going to donate them. Like, the style's not for me anymore. It doesn't fit well. Like, I'm not really feeling it. I've had it for a very long time. It's time for me to invest in some new pieces. In other cases, you might have pieces that are great quality, like taking a shoe, if it's great leather or great material, but that heel has just been worn out, take it to a cobbler. A cobbler can easily fix it, repair it, add some freshness to it, and then you know it's a piece that you can keep rocking. So do your best to look at the quality of your garments. Any holes, any coloring changes, any fraying, anything that just takes away the shine and the sleekness of the piece, deuces, gots to go. Because if you're not showing up in pieces that are of high quality and of the highest quality in a price point and in a space that you feel comfortable with, right? Like, high quality is not always a luxury brand. There are levels to this, okay? So whatever the quality is really about, the material, the fabric, the color, right? Things like that. So the finishing. So you want to pay attention to those kinds of details and look at a piece and know, okay, this is still in good condition, right? Like, this is still in good condition for me to continue wearing. I could still get another few years out of this or more. You know, if it's not and it's already deteriorating, if those sweaters are pilling like crazy and you are trying a razor blade or a pill, one of those pill tools, and you're trying to like get all that pilling and that fluff out of those sweaters and it's just not working, let it go. Let the sweater go, right? Just make it super easy on yourself. So really make sure that you invest and hold on to pieces of great quality. Okay. All right. So I hope those tips were helpful for you as you're starting to think about coming into some new energy, what direction your career is going in, and how you need to make some shifts in your wardrobe to align with that new role that you're walking into. So first things first, get clarity on what kind of style you want. And then second, start cleaning out that closet. Start cleaning out that closet, okay? And then from there, you're going to start noticing things. You're going to notice some things when you start cleaning out your closet. You're going to see trends. You're going to see trends of what pieces you have a lot of. Okay. If you got 30 pairs of jeans and they're all skinny, medium wash, guess what? You should get a different pair of jeans. Get a different wash, get a different cut on the leg, get a higher rise jean, change it up. There are so many different styles and varieties. So notice the patterns you see as well in your wardrobe. And sometimes there's patterns that are really great, and there's other patterns where you're like, okay, wait, I'm doing that one too much, right? I have that same shirt in 5 different colors with the same style. I need to stop doing that. And you know who you are, because I seen you. Okay. I know what it's like. Okay. Stop it right now. Stop. Don't go to Aunt Taylor and just be like, I'm just going to get this shirt in 5 colors. No, get the shirt in 2 colors at the max, and then go somewhere else and get some other styles. Okay. But let me not digress, because that could be a whole other topic. But as you are, really thinking about what's in your closet that are trends that are great for you, those are the things that could become part of your calling card, your signature style, your statement making style, right? Like in my wardrobe, I have, some really great hats. That's a part of my signature style. So when I'm going through and I'm editing my hats, I'm definitely looking at quality, things I've had for a long time, the pieces I love the most, what I wear often, and is it aligned with where I am right now in my style and where I see myself? If it's not, see you later. Okay. But you will definitely notice those trends. Maybe you have a lot of dresses. Maybe you have a lot of button down shirts. Maybe your blazer collection is on point. You're going to see the trends, right? And you're going to definitely want to kind of listen and look and say, okay, is this the direction I want to go into, right? Is this the style that I want? If it is, dope. If it's not, make some cuts. Okay. So take stock of what kinds of trends you're seeing in your wardrobe too. There might be color trends. Color trends is a big one. Most of the time people have a lot of black, like a lot of muted, drab, cooler colors. Your navies, your olive greens or camouflage colors, your grays, these colors, I mean, is soul sucking too harsh? Oh my gosh. So listen, black is great. Black can be very sharp, very chic. Okay. So can gray. I've got a little gray suit situation. I love it, but I think where the challenge comes in is when, if you see all of that in nothing else. And if that doesn't align with you having a very classic, traditional business style, then you want to make a change. If you're classic, traditional all the way through, like rock on, because that's your style. Like, do your thing, make it pop. But if that's not, here you go. Permission granted for you to do something different. Okay. So again, that first step of getting that clarity about what your personal style is and what you want that personal style to be for that boss level of yourself. Think about her. How is she moving in the rooms? Where is she shopping? Okay. What's the name of her assistant? Okay. Is she corner office? Is she flying on a private jet? Like, what is she doing? How is she living? What is she driving? What are her values? What are her beliefs? What's her morning routine? Like, dig deep into who she is. What does her closet look like? Right? Like, that's the space. That's the level. That's where you are. That's where you aspire to be. So think big and think deeply in a detailed manner about who that is. And then that kind of clarity, and again, it's so funny because when you know yourself as that type of individual, because you do that same kind of strategic planning, in order to get yourself that role. Like that's the thing I always find to be ironic. It's like you set yourself up for success. You're like, okay, well, I'm going to mentor. I need to find a mentor in this industry because, this is the kind of space I'm trying to make a leap, from finance into tech. So I need to start looking at these conferences. Let me see who's in my LinkedIn network. Let me, prepare some messages and see who I'm connected to that can make some introductions. Let me go to this conference. Okay, maybe I can get on this panel to get connected to this individual. Like you are playing Tetris with your career and making it work and putting all the puzzle pieces together. Right? Like you're doing all the things that are necessary. Right? You're going to your manager and saying, I need you to pay for this certification because I need this to get this, et cetera, right? You are playing chess. You are making all of the strategic moves to grow in your career. So when you're doing those things, don't put the personal development element of these on the back burner. Like, do not let that be something that you give less effort and intention to, because it matters just as much. Okay. And these are some of the intangible things that can be game changers when you are looking cohesively at your personal brand, at your professional image, and how you're showing up in totality to grow your career. So have the same kind of attitude about your style. Like, okay, wait a minute. Like, I'm trying to get into some luxury brands over here. I really want to be in boutique shopping. Like, I really want to step up my accessories game. Like, play around, put the pieces in place, and then make small deposits or make large ones, and make those choices, knowing what your style is and looking at your mood board. Make those decisions of, what? I really need to make some investments in some sharp suits. Like, I really want to step up my suit game. My shoes, not cutting it. Like, that's a space that I need to invest because I really want to make sure that I have some statement heels and flats when I'm walking out into these events. Like, know where you're going to deposit the coins and get your full return, because those are going to be pieces that you're going to wear for a long time, and they're really going to resonate with you, and they are going to definitely have the boss energy you need to thrive in your career. All right, y'all. Listen, my chai latte is getting a little warm. I need to go heat it up. But I hope this was really helpful for you. Definitely pop in the chat. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was or what was helpful for you as you're thinking about how to evolve your career and do it at the same time as you're evolving, how to evolve your style and do it at the same time as you're evolving your career. Let me know what some of your big takeaways are. Would love to chat with you and follow up. And if you need any support as you're thinking about growing your career and even moving into 2024, because the year is about to blink and be over. If you're thinking about that for next year, definitely send me a DM and we can start to have a conversation about how you want to approach the new year to start things off on the right foot when it comes to your style. All right, y'all. I hope you have a fabulous rest of the day. Peace.